Hello there, Chocs and Chocettes, Choc Von Berto here, not for a video review this time, but for a discussion stroke top 10. I've not done one for ages really. I think about 2-3 years ago I did top 10, top 50 chocolates of all time. Yeah, so probably we'll revisit that at some point, but yes, this is not what I'm doing again though. And what I'm doing now is top 10 chocolates they should bring back. We've all been through these discussions many a time really, of all the chocolates that used to be around. And for some reason or another have been discontinued, even though they've been brilliant chocolates generally. And it's very odd really. I mean, there are limited edition chocolates and they come and go. And I'm not including, I think I've got one in a sort of honorary mention I'll go through in a minute. But yeah, basically none of the limited edition ones I've included because I think that's kind of cheating really. But there's many chocolates out there that have come and gone and have been really nice chocolates. And for some reason, who knows why, cost, corporate nonsense or whatever, I don't know, but they've been discontinued. And basically I'm going to mention what in my opinion, and it's important to say it's my opinion, so you might disagree with me. I do apologise if your favourite bar that has been discontinued isn't in my top 10. What can I say? Taste is subjective. I have a certain type of chocolates that I prefer over others, of course, and I think regular viewers of my channel will know that I tend to prefer chocolate bars have something in them like crunchy pieces or something like that. Not necessarily nuts and raisins, things like this, but more biscuity stuff like that kind of filling. Yeah. So there's a chance that some of those might be included in this top 10, but you never know. Could be some surprises as well. Now there will be one omission that will offend many people, I think, and I'm not going to mention that in the honorary mentions until I get to the number one and I've revealed what that is. Just to keep you in suspense, really, I think. Or suspenders, as Mum used to say. There you go. Yeah, just to, heighten the suspense there, because I think it's quite, not done on purpose to be controversial, just purely because it isn't, I'll mention that more later on. Anyway, I should say, of course, before going on, I'll probably add a caption or something or whatever. This is all in the UK-centric chocolate. So, maybe as time goes on, I might add more international chocolates as I review more and more chocolates. But for the moment, it's just mainly UK-centric. So, so there we go. So honorary mentions, I think let's go for them now. I mean, so I don't think, basically, fries 5 cents is the first honorary mention we're going to say. There's quite a few of these. There's going to be probably about 20 of them or something, so there's going to be a few. But fries 5 cents. Now, the reason that purely isn't on my top 10 is, I think, because I've just never had it. I'm sure if I had it, it would be there in the top 10, I'm quite sure. But I haven't. And basically what it was, fries bars generally, the main ones are sort of basically like a fondant centre really, and typically mint or orange flavour, or just nothing, no flavour I think in one of them. But they did a 5 center one which had different flavours, and I'm not quite sure what the flavours were. I think orange, raspberry, mint. I think they were just, basically 5 segments, like a bar with 5, I wouldn't say segments, but sections. And there's 5 different flavours, and a brilliant idea, really. And I think there's still, I think Cadbury's snack in Australia, it has this concept still, and I want to review that at some point. But unfortunately, 5 cents in the UK isn't around anymore, so that's a real shame. Cadbury's Marble as well is another one. It's sort of like a Cadbury's bar. I don't know if it's dairy milk or not, but had a marbled effect in the chocolate. And had a sort of praline smooth centre. It was a nice bar, it looked good, but just praline centre wasn't really for me. So, it didn't really make my top 10, but honorary mention, as I say. Then there was Dairy Milk Golden Biscuit Crunch, just from a few years ago, this one, literally 3 years ago maybe. Would be definitely part of the Big Taste range now, I think. Essentially, Cadbury had, before Mondelez took over, or seemingly before Mondelez took over, had a massive amount of amazing, sort of, a really good range of chocolates, and it was only a few years back, and I was really impressed with them, and the Golden Biscuit Crunch was one of them, really. As I say, would be one of the Big Taste range now. It's sort of like a massive, really thick bar with sort of like, like a crunchy, sort of biscuity layer and a creamy layer. Possibly some kind of caramel layer. I'm not sure now. I don't think it had caramel actually, but it was amazing, really nice, and very tempted to put it in my top 10 actually, but I had to draw the line somewhere, and this just missed out really. Really nice, really nice. Then there was all these sort of dairy milk, sort of was it Ritz, Lou, and Oat Crunch filling bars. So it's sort of like like a 4-segment bar generally, maybe in 4, maybe bigger, but sometimes you get them in 4 segments, 4 squares. And I think this was after the Mondelez takeover, I'm not sure, but they seem to have disappeared anyway, and they were really nice, sort of, yeah, basically, sort of like dairy milk sandwiched between sort of like Ritz or Lou or this oat biscuit thing, and then sort of dairy milk squidged around the outside as well, as if it had been squeezed out. And it was really nice, yeah, really, really lovely. All those were pretty similar, really, bars, they just had different biscuit types. But really like them, but they seem to have disappeared as well now. The other one is Fox's Echo biscuit bar. This one, well, maybe a biscuit bar, hard to say, but essentially, so had a sort of lower. It's like a sort of like a almost like a double-decker bus looking thing, you know, as in the shape of it, so that's sort of like a doorway. Well, yeah, you get the gist of it. Anyway, probably do some picture or something. Anyway, yeah, the bottom half was like a thick biscuit layer. The top half was like a sort of white chocolate top and it was coated in milk chocolate. Really nice, yeah, really nice. Someone mentioned in the comments the other day, and I was just formulating this list, and it was nice actually. But I'd say more of a biscuit rather than a chocolate bar, but either way. Then we have Terry's Pyramids. I don't know if you remember. Basically, think of an after 8 fondant mint centre. It's basically one of those, but in a pyramid, dark chocolate pyramid. And I remember I had an Easter egg. I was really young, maybe 8 or something. I don't know. And for some reason, I used to do this thing where I would store them, and because I wanted to keep them as long as possible, and I saved them. And my mum had them in her bedroom. I saved them for probably about a month or something after Easter, you know, and all these Easter eggs. And I came to have my Terry's Pyramid Easter egg, to have the pyramids, you know, these, as I say, obviously take on a pyramid, you know. And my mum had ate them. And I couldn't believe it, you know. Obviously the temptation. She'd ate half of my stash, you know. I had all these Easter eggs, all my favourites I'd left. The pyramids, with the egg itself. I think it came with 2 pyramids, I'm not sure. And then all these other things. Mum had finished them all off pretty much and left the boxes there. And so I couldn't believe it, you know. I must admit, I'm slightly foggy on memory now, it was ages ago, but she had loads of my stuff, you know, all the chocolates from them. They're the bits I wanted to save, you know, the little chocolates you got with them. Really disappointed, you know. Yeah, they're really, really unique, those pyramids as well. Just take my fingers here recording. Yeah, so I've probably go about 7 minutes now, not even mentioned the things yet. But anyway, Toast Pyramid, really nice though. It's really different as well. And then dairy milk shortcake biscuits. I won't go on too much about this one. It's just dairy milk with shortcake pieces in. Really nice. I do like that. The McVitie's United bars, more of a lunchbox bar. This one. I can't remember them too well. This was really when I was young, maybe 5 or something. You know, really long time ago. Just really nice, sort of, maybe a bit of a breakaway, perhaps. You know, with like a sort of, you know, sort of centre really. But they were just really nice, and it came in 2 types. I think one was an orange, but I never knew at the time. Like a striped wrapper with a foil wrapper it was, and it was sort of metallic. As you can imagine, and had sort of blue stripes and silver in between, and the other one was orange stripes and silver in between. It was just really, really nice and really, a real memory from my childhood. Really, I miss them. I really like them. Cadbury's Fuse, not one I was particularly bothered about, but a lot of people will want this one in their list, I would have said, and it's basically sort of like a fruit and nuts, maybe more fruit than nut, but and sort of oaty, crispy pieces covered in chocolate. It used to be in part of the Cadbury's Heroes range. Mini Cheers as it was probably back then, but yeah, just for some reason disappeared. I was never a big fan of myself, but it's an honorary mention. The new one, this is my, I guess 5 4 3 2 1, another lunchbox bar. Reminds me a bit of probably a toffee crisp really, from memory, you know. Long time since these were around, similar to the United bars, just disappeared in the 80s. Very nice though. I just remember liking them, you know. I like toffee crisps as well, so that's probably why. And last one is, this was a limited edition one, but it was such a good limited edition, I have to mention, and that was the Mars Dark from maybe about 7-8 years ago, something like that. Really, maybe even longer. Really nice. Basically, dark chocolate Mars, but it didn't just have. That wasn't only it, just covered in dark chocolate. It had sort of like the sort of nougat or whatever centre was like a sort of white vanilla flavour, and it was just gorgeous. It was just, I'm not really a big Mars bar fan. But that was, really nice. Just really liked it. You know, really liked it. Well, it's not a big dark chocolate fan either, really. But just for some reason, it just worked. It really worked. And that's the only limited edition one I've really included on this. No, unless I made a mistake. But Really, really nice. That really enjoyed it. Shame that left. Okay, well that's all the honorary mentions other than one. I'm leaving till the end. Yes, just because I know people, it's a controversial choice to leave out. Now this top 10, now it's very hard to, basically all chocolate's nice, isn't it really, pretty much, you know. So this list is more about ones that have an impact as well on me, perhaps, maybe specifically, or just that that's different than the norm, you know, there aren't any modern day equivalents. I guess Fry's 5 center would tick that box, but as I say, I never really had it. So I think I would be in here had I had it, but I don't know if it was just not around when I was young or whether I just, for some reason, just my parents never got it me, I don't know, but anyway, so this list, you know, as I say, there are some on here which might just mean a lot to me, or just ones I used to always have, and or just a bit different, you know. So there's a couple that tick those boxes, but we'll see, you know. Anyway, and the order's been quite hard. This order is difficult as well. I mean, my number 1 and my number 10, you know, very well, maybe not my number 1 and number 10, but some of them are very close, and really I've just kind of tried to order them as best I can. But sometimes, you know, my number 5 and my number 1 might be interchangeable. I mean, you know, it's the way it goes really. But there we are. But yes, number 10, Mars Flight. Yeah. So this one, basically when I was younger, sort of Milky Way bars used to be a lot. Well, they're still in sort of a slight blue now. It used to be a really dark blue wrapper, and the inside of the Milky Way wasn't white. It was like a dark, sort of nougat-y, fluffy centre. And essentially, for whatever reason, at some point they changed the wrapper to white, I think, and now it's gone a bit slightly blue again. But it went to white, and then the middle was a white, fluffy centre. But then Mars released the Flight bar at some point. And it's basically 2 Milky Ways of those old style together, with that fluffy dark sort of like can't think of the light brown scent or whatever. And they were just really nice. I just really liked them, and it was very I don't know, it was just a nice fluffy. And it seemed to work. And Milky Ways are actually quite nice and probably underrated really, because I don't have them that often, and they are very nice. But the Mars Flight bar was really good, and there's not a massive difference than regular Milky Ways really, but I don't know, it just reminded me of my childhood, I think, because of the fact that it was like a proper Milky Way. So there we go. Yes, and you won't find Marathon on this. I've got an itchy nose for some reason, I'm sorry about this. You won't find Marathon on this list. I've got a fly on my nose, I do apologise. Anyway, yes, so you won't find Marathons on this list, of course, because I mean, it's still around as Snickers, but in the UK, Snickers used to be called Marathon, and anyway, honorary mention for that, just a name change. Better name, Marathon, I think, but there we go. Okay, well, so number 10, Mars Flight. Well, number 9, this one's the Flake Dipped, or Snowflake. So it's two. I've put these together really. The Flake Dipped. Basically, imagine Flake, Cadbury's Flake, amazing chocolate bar, really amazing. Sort of weird, sort of layered, flaky, literally flaky chocolate all laid on top of each other, and really nice, honestly. And probably you need a plate with it. You really need a plate with it. And there is like Cadbury's Twirl, which is really chocolate covered flake, really. But there was another one called the Flake Dipped, which was the same concept. It was a single stick, a bit smaller than a flake, or it seems smaller. I'd say maybe a Twirl is slightly different. It's a dual fingered bar, the Twirl. Maybe it's slightly different than the Flake. I don't know. Maybe it's not quite as flaky, I guess. But the Flake Dipped was flake, literally. Meant to have been dipped in chocolate, and it was very nice. But then there was a snowflake as well, or flake snow, or flake snow dipped, or flake dip snow flakes, dippy dip stick. Anyway, whatever it's called, but I call it a snowflake anyway. I don't think that was the official name, but that's the best name for it, of course. And that was basically Cadbury's white chocolates with a sort of milk chocolate surround as well. Yeah, so wasn't the other way around. And Cadbury's don't really do white chocolate much anymore, and didn't really do much of it then either. And it was really nice, really different. And they never did I don't think they've ever done unless the actual snowflake was a white chocolate flake. I don't remember them doing that. Maybe they did. It seemed crazy if they didn't. Probably lump this together with this if they had done it, really. But yeah, Flake Dip, Snowflake, really nice, really different. Not done anything since really, and it was a really good product actually. Yeah, really good product, and it wasn't just a twirl. It was Cadbury's Twirl. It was something a bit more than that. Very nice. Now, the next one is Nestle Vice Versa's. Yeah, I mean, we've been speaking a lot about these in the comments, and they've just recently released, what's it called, Nestle? I can't remember what they're called now. Yeah, I meant to look this up before I did the video. I can't remember what they're called now. Nestle something or others. Mix-ups, I think they're called, something like that. And it's basically the same concept, but just not done as well. The vice versa were essentially like Galaxy Minstrels, really. So there's sort of like these sugar-coated, sort of stereotypical UFO-shaped chocolates. One of them was coated in a sugar coat, and it was white or white chocolate coloured, and it had a milk chocolate inside. And the other one was white chocolate. Milk chocolate covered. Well, it looked like a Galaxy Minstrel, basically milk chocolate shell covered, sugar shell with a white chocolate inside, and really nice. And Nestle milk chocolate, white chocolate's really good actually. So the milk chocolate inside ones were better than the other ones, because their milk chocolate, in my opinion, is not as good. Just really good, really nice, really, really, really nice. And they just don't do them anymore. I don't know why. They came back a few years ago in a big bag edition, but then they disappeared again, and I don't know why. Yeah, really nice. And these, whatever they're called, I don't know, mix-ups, whatever they've done recently, just rubbish. They're just terrible, really. They're really underwhelming. They don't, the taste you get is the colour of the outside, not the inside as well. So it doesn't really work. So you get a milk chocolate one, eat it. It's got like a slight bit of white chocolate in the middle. You don't taste it really, and it's just not very good at all. Misses the point. Vice versa, need to bring them back. They're really nice, and that crunch as well on the outside was really good. The mix-ups, what they're called, they're what they're called, might be called mix-ups, I don't know. Just not crunchy at all, just soft. Very undisappointing, but the vice versa were great. And Nestle white chocolate is really good. Another one from not very long, number 7. It's Cadbury's Marvellous Creations, Banana Caramel Crisp, I think it's called. Yeah, something like that. A bit of a long name one. They did the Marvellous Creations range, still around now, I think. I think they are anyway. Jelly Popping Candy, Rocky Mellow Road. Rocky Mellow Road is really nice actually, and I thought that had been discontinued, and that was going to be on my list. That would be on my list if it has been discontinued, but it didn't seem to be when I was searching for it. Maybe I've not seen it much. So maybe it is, and that should be on the list. So yeah, that would be definitely on the list. But anyway, that was a nice one. Yeah, but I won't go into detail about that. But it's basically strawberry flavoured milk chocolate with marshmallow in and everything. Yeah, really nice. But the Marvellous Creations range did a few others. One with popping candy, I think. They changed them into Marvellous Smashables at one point as well, where you could smash it or something. Just some weird concept. Don't know what they did that for. But one of them they did was they had this banana caramel crunch, and it was just really nice. I think it was like crunchy banana caramel pieces in Dairy Milk chocolate, and it was just lovely. And again, it was this sort of golden era of where Cadbury, only a few years back, were just churning out loads of unique chocolates. With that, similar to that golden biscuit crunch one they did as well, and a few others. There was loads of the pretzel one as well. There's pretzel, chocolate pretzels. There was loads of them, and basically, I don't know whether that's Mondelez. I think what happened was they were just churning out tons of different chocolates, and maybe Mondelez said you've got to stop, and basically they've just been probably had some guy sacked or something, and then not been able to do anything like that since, which is a real shame. What a shame really. I don't know. It's probably a really random tangent really. I remember hearing about Saab, the Swedish car maker. I think they were taken over by Vauxhall or Opel, depending on where you're from, and they wanted basically them to just stop making their own stuff and make a Vauxhall car and just rebrand it as a Saab one. But they didn't do it. They kept going behind Vauxhall's back and Opel's back and just redoing a whole new car from the ground up. And it was meant to save money by just rebranding a Vauxhall car, and they didn't. And I don't know whether. And basically, they kept saying, sort of kept coming over and saying, what's going? Why are you costing so much money? And and then they kept finding out, and they kept telling them not to do it, and they kept doing it. And I just wonder if that was when Cadbury's were doing this, when Mondelez had taken over. They were just churning out loads of unique stuff that was just so random and different, but probably didn't sell very well and probably was quite niche. And I don't know, and then eventually just Mondelez said, right, you're not making anything new at all now, you're just rebranding our own stuff, and that's kind of what's happened really, isn't it now? Hardly have anything unique anymore, other than the best sellers like Wispas and things. And even Wispa, if that hadn't have come out when it did, re-released it, because that was discontinued for a time, I bet it wouldn't have been done now, I don't think they'd been able to do it. But another thing about this, anyway, back to the thing, Marvellous Creations, banana caramel crisp, whatever it's called, or crunch crisp. Another thing, banana, you don't see chocolate banana really, do you? It's very rare that you see banana flavoured chocolate or anything like that. For some reason, even though banana's quite a main fruit, you just don't seem to see it. And it can be done. I mean, it might not be as authentic as, say, orange flavoured chocolate, but even then, you can tell it's quite synthetic. I really don't know why I didn't do more banana flavouring. I really don't know. It works really well, and this was really nice, and I enjoyed it. Yeah. Now number 6 we're up to. Yes, number 6. Now this one, Cadbury Spira, basically. Nothing too dramatic about this one. It was just Cadbury's chocolate, really. Double fingered bar. Again, it was like a weird one where it wasn't like a Cadbury's twirl or anything, but it wasn't covered. It was sort of like there was holes through it, and it was like a sort of weird helix shape or spiral shape or both. And it was just really nice, and it just had holes for the chocolate, and it was just a really lovely snappy texture to it when they had it. Really like this one, and you could use it as a straw as well, doing hot drinks and things. Just was the holes at the top and bottom. Really nice. Just really liked it. I'll say, nothing dramatic about it. It was basically chocolate just in 2 fingers, but it was just really really nice. Just had a really nice snap to it. Really nice texture. I really enjoyed it. One of my favourites actually. One I really it's one I just always used to buy more than any other bar, I think, really, at the time. I just thought I really fancied it, and it just worked really well, and I really enjoyed it. And it's a real shame I've not had it for a long time. Must be going on 18 years or something now. I don't know how long ago it was discontinued. It's a long time. I don't remember having it after then anyway. A long time ago that. Yeah, scary. But yeah, Cadbury Spira, really nice. Number 6. Right, number 5, Nestle White Chocolate Crunch. Yeah, this has disappeared. I'm assuming it's gone. I've not seen it for a while now. You still get the milk chocolate crunch, which just isn't as good. The Nestle milk chocolate just isn't very nice, really, I don't think. For some reason, Nestle Yorkies I quite like, even though it's just basically milk chocolate. But it's just the fact this massive chunkiness of it I really like. It just seems to work. There's a massive snap to it. But really, I don't really like their milk chocolate. And the milk chocolate crunch, it's basically sort of like it's essentially just Rice Krispie pieces covered in chocolate. You could get them in regular sized bars, normal thin ones, but you could get them in big chocolate bars as well. And the white chocolate one it's just on another level, because Nestle white chocolate is really nice, and it just tastes better. As I say, I'm not really a white chocolate fan generally, but Nestle white chocolate works really well. And this one, white chocolate covered Rice Krispie pieces was just so nice. Yeah. Really nice, and it's such a shame. This is another bar that I just would always have, without question. Really nice bar. A real shame that it's gone. Yeah, and I say and the problem is because I don't, I don't know if other people are different, but because I don't buy the milk chocolate crunch, I just think, well, is that one just going to not sell very well and go? Of course I know there's other people who buy them, but it doesn't grab me as being one of the best bars in the world, and that means they're just not likely to bring back the white chocolate one. It's a real shame. Really like that one. I really wish they'd bring it back. The next one, the Wispa Bites. Basically, before Wispa was discontinued the first time, this is number 4. You had loads of different varieties of it. I think there's Wispa Mint, there's Wispa Bite, there was Wispa Caramel, Wispa. There's probably another one as well. I can't think what it was. Combinations of the lot. I think Wispa Bite had sort of shortcake biscuit pieces inside it in sort of spheres. In the chocolate bubbly bits, and caramel layer on top as well, so you basically get everything in it. Really nice. It's like the ultimate Wispa, really. For me, as I mentioned at the start of this video, I really like biscuit pieces in chocolate, and this one had caramel as well. It's just perfect, really. It's just perfect. It's just a really perfect way to eat a Wispa. Wispa Bite it was called. I'm not sure. Must be late 2004-5 maybe last time I had one of these. Yeah, long time. Really nice bar. Yeah, wasn't too bothered about. I never Wispa Gold. That was it. Wispa Gold, not Wispa Caramel. Didn't mind them really, but I preferred. Was never that. I don't know at the time. I eat them more now if I see a Wispa Gold. But in fact, can you get them now? I think you can, can't you? I'm sure they've been re-released as well. But Wispa Bite hasn't. And I think Wispa Mint. I think I had like a mint fondant on the top. I'm not sure, but anyway, Wispa Bite and the other caramel. Really nice. As I say for me, because I love biscuit pieces in my chocolate. This ticked all the boxes. Wispa's perfect. Caramel's really nice in it as well. Yeah, great stuff. But I'm sure you could. I think you could get it without the caramel. I'm not sure, but maybe not. Can't remember. Okay, number 3 now. This one, really not mentioned at all. This one, I rarely hear anyone talk about this in the comments on any of the videos about bars they should bring back or ones they missed. And I think it's because maybe an age thing, maybe. I think, and it's also just I think people just don't know about it. Anyway, it's Cadbury's, well, not Cadbury's, Rowntree Secrets. I think Roundtree's have been bought by Cadbury's, who've been bought by other people. Roundtree Secret Bar, just different. It was just, there's not been anything like it. Well, maybe before or since, I don't know about before, but since at least. Very strange bar as well it was. Nice wrapper, just really stood out. It had like, what I can only describe, it's like a bird's nest consistency, sort of like a centre, like a fluffy nougat-y, centre-y type affair going on. Fluffy centre anyway. Maybe a bit like a Milky Way, maybe, I'm not quite sure. But like almost was surrounded by chocolate in like a weird bird's nest type affair, or really just, imagine like, rather than just random, it's all like strings of chocolate around it, and really weird consistency, and it's like almost like hundreds and thousands, but one in that thickness. Those little, those little sort of little sprinkles you get for cakes and things, but if you imagine that's the width or the consistency, all in like milk chocolate, and you just surround the bar. And I think it was hollow in the centre. You'd always have this circle, not hollow, but have the cream, and all surrounding it all the way to the end was the chocolate, and it was really unique, and the consistency, because of that chocolate, the texture of it was so different. And I don't think it was ever like my favourite chocolate bar at the time, but you just don't have anything like that now. There's nothing like it. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, just different. As I say, really stood out, and you just don't really get that anymore. Yeah, missed that one really. I think I underappreciated it at the time, and as I say, there's just not been anything like it since then that I've seen at least, and really unique product. Speaking of unique ones, this was one. I think I only had one or two of these. I only distinctly remember having one of them, and it was because it was such a random chocolate bar. And this was the Wonka Lip Bar, Wonka Late. Yeah, and it was like basically, it probably be banned under the Geneva Convention at the moment, considered a war crime or something. So much colouring and stuff, and it was basically purple chocolate with these bright, with it green, red, yellow. Bright green pieces, I think they were. I think they were bright green spheres of like candy, I guess. Yeah, but the chocolate was literally bright purple. It was, purple, like plum purple. It must have filled with colourings, and yeah, as I said, these bright, I'm sure they were yellow or green spheres in there that were kind of crunchy sort of candy pieces. Really nice, just really unique again. And I'm sure it's spelled out Wonka on the thing, so it's like on the bar itself, just really different, really nice. And I just remember eating it, thinking, this is really nice, and I really love the look of it. And my favourite colour is purple anyway, so that might have something to do with it, I'm not sure, but really enjoyed it. And as I say, I think I had a couple. It was just this little shop, newsagents I used to go into at university, and had them there. And I don't think I've ever saw it sold in any other shop. And I'd look online, and a few years back actually, and someone, it's still there now, I'll probably put a picture of it, a link to it or something. Someone put on, I don't know, some kind of image sharing website or something. One they'd found and they'd opened it, literally 5 years ago or something, and it's not been around for, 15 years before that. And he just, they opened it and it's all faded. It was more like sort of like a lilac colour, and the candy pieces were all faded. And but it was that good, I'd still eat it. But yeah, that's probably the last one ever, I think. And really nice. I don't think they could do that anymore. I think the amount of colouring in it and things, I assume there must be tons. I just don't think they could do it anymore, which is a real shame. One I just don't think we'll ever see again. Really nice chocolate bar. Loved the look of it. Really nice. Now for my number one, I know some people will be thinking, oh well, I can't wait for this one. I know what it's going to be. I know it's going to be this one that's been discontinued for a while, and the manufacturer doesn't make these kind of chocolates anymore. But it isn't that one. It's Cadbury's Time Out, or Time Out Chunky to be specific, but I'm counting Time Out at the same time. Time Out Chunky. Now a lot of people never mention this one either, and I think it's just been forgotten, and it's around a long time ago. We're talking nearly 20 years maybe. Around the time that I think Nestle just brought out the Kit Kat Chunky, and Cadbury did a Time Out Chunky in response really as well, and it was fantastic. Those of you, the Time Out bar, it's not this Time Out wafer nonsense that's around now. Just completely forget that. That is not a Time Out bar. I don't know what that's about at all. Just rubbish bar. Nothing to do with Time Out whatsoever, other than the fact it's got Time Out on it. And Time used to be one of those again that was in the miniature, in the Cadbury's Heroes or Miniature Heroes as it was selection to start with. Really, just amazing. It was basically like Cadbury's Dairy Milk pretty much, or a lovely chocolate anyway. I don't know if it's Dairy Milk, but it was lovely sort of wavy swirled chocolate dripped into between layers of wafer, and it was just really, and then covered in chocolate, and it was a two-fingered bar, and it was just so nice. But what was even better was the Time Out Chunky. It was just one finger, big Time Out finger. Just all these things were just amplified. Turn up to 11, and it was just so good. Honestly, so good. And and it was so big, and yeah, I'm sure Kit Kat Chunkies now are smaller, and basically I'm sure just regular Kit Kat fingers used to be about the size of a Kit Kat Chunky. Maybe not quite, but yeah, at the time, 20 years ago, chocolate bars were a lot bigger. You had king size bars and all sorts. You don't get them anymore. You do like duo bars now and things. King size bars used to be massive. They were just like a big, like Mars king size, Snickers king size, or whatever, all king size ones. They were just really long, probably about that long, if not longer. Just massive. They do duo bars now as well, because they banned them doing king size, so they just put two bars together. So you'll see that in shops where you see duo bars. That's the reason why they do them. Because king size were banned. But anyway, digressing a bit. But yeah, so Time Out Chunky, was around that era where bars could be big, and I must admit I can't quite remember the size of it. This is why I measure a lot of my chocolate bars, because I want to remember how big they were, because of things like this. I can't remember how big the Time Out Chunky actually was now. You don't really think about it at the time, do you? But I want to know how big that was, because I want to know. Kit Kat Chunky now is just tiny, really. It's still big, but it's not a big bar, is it? 20 years ago, you would not have said Kit Kat Chunky was chunky, because let's say you had king size bars and all sorts were just massive, and Time Out Chunkies. And I just loved it. It was just so big. All those lovely the layers of chocolate and the wafer, and it was just all amplified, and it was lovely enough in the regular Time Outs, but to have it souped up into a Time Out Chunky, really nice, and I really miss it. I do miss it a lot. I miss the Time Outs, really. They've disappeared now as well. Two-fingered bars, I say. Real shame they're not in the miniature hero, or the Cadbury's Heroes as they're called now. They've changed it. It used to be called miniature heroes. Their selection bar, little mini versions of their chocolates. And it used to be good in that. And it's a shame that they're not in that selection, because they needed something with crispy bits in there. I know they've got double deckers, I think now, dinky deckers or whatever in there. But anyway, I really like the Time Out Chunky. I can't express how nice it was, honestly. Real shame. I say one that's not mentioned anymore. I think people just don't remember it now. It was a long time ago, 20 odd years. I think, nearly 20 years anyway, 18 or something. Since it's been around, so at least I remember it anyway. Yeah, something around that time. So really nice. But really nice. So that's my number one. Really miss it. I miss all these ones, really. I've specifically the Time Out Chunky, the Secret I miss. The Spira I really miss as well. The Wonka Lip one I miss. I miss a lot of these, really, but those ones specifically, I think at the moment, because they were just times in my life, quite a long time ago now, and that's when they were around. So I associate that time of life with those things more than the others, really, because they were more recent disappearances. So I do miss them a lot, to be honest with you. It's a shame. But the one that people think, oh, why have you not mentioned that? What's going on? Probably typing in, throwing, I don't know, stuff at the screen at the moment. Angrily writing in the comments, probably turned off already. It's obviously the Cadbury's Dream, why that's not been included. And well, to be honest with you, it's not been included because I just didn't really bother. I wasn't bothered when it was around, wasn't bothered. I just never. I'm not a white chocolate fan generally, really. And it never really stood out as something I was that interested in. I saw it and I had a couple and thought, it's okay. But white chocolate to me often is quite sickly. It catches in my throat a bit after a couple of chunks. And I've had a lot of, but you'll see there's been, the snowflake has been mentioned, the Nestle, Nestle Vice Versa has been mentioned specifically for the white chocolate, and obviously what's the other one? The white chocolate crunch specifically as well is definitely white chocolate, and they've been mentioned. They're my white chocolate ones that I miss. Cadbury's Dream. They did a strawberries and cream one, which should have been called Strawberries and Dream, I imagine. But they did a strawberry one as well with little strawberry crunchy bits. Must have been 14 years ago, something like that now. I can't believe it's that long, really. Did one of those, and that was one. I think was it that long ago? Anyway, and that was one I probably do miss more than anything, because had like the crispy bits in it that were strawberry flavoured, and I think that worked really well with the white chocolate. I'd say Strawberries and Dream, it should have been called. I think it's just called Dream with Strawberries or something. And that was nice. That's one I probably would miss more than that, but even so, even that really, yeah, had it once maybe. Though it just didn't really stick that well with me. So that's why really. So yeah, I know you're probably controversial choice not having that in. Yeah, just I don't know, wasn't too bothered. But they do still sell it in Australia. So Cadbury's do sell it there. So I hope to get it at some point to review it, but I don't think it'll be the same recipe really. It might be better, might be worse. I don't know. But yeah, so it's still around technically, but yeah, not the UK one. So yes, there we go. So apologies for that. I know a lot of people will be. I know it would have been a lot of people's top 10s, but yeah, not for me. Just wasn't outstanding enough, I don't think. So there we go. So there we are. That's my top 10, more or less. Yeah, chocolates I think they should bring back, and I do, as I say, a lot of those I really do miss actually, and they were sort of part of my life at a certain time of good 20 years ago or something. Some of them, and and I think back to where I bought them and what I was doing at the time. It does bring back other memories, and maybe that has influenced my decisions, but I don't know. But I don't think so. I think they were just really good chocolates in their own right. The Spira, Wonka Lip, Time Out, Chunky. Yeah, Flake dipped as well as nice. Obviously the Vice Versa is really good as well, but they've not had them for it was only a few years ago they disappeared, so it's perhaps not hit me so much yet. But yeah, anyway, there we go. But I do miss those. Yeah, the Wonka Lip's just nothing like it since, that purple chocolate. And the secret bar as well. I don't think nothing exists like that. It was very unique at the time, and it's nothing has ever come out that's anywhere like it that I know of anyway. So there we go. Right, well I hope you enjoyed that. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure you've got your own versions of what's going on and what you like and what you wish to bring back. And maybe I've missed something as well, who knows? I mean, it could be something I've just completely forgotten, or maybe I'll say the Marvellous Creations Rocky Mallow Road is out of print, and they're out of print. Yeah, so discontinued, there we go, discontinued. Yeah, so maybe, and maybe I've missed that out, and let me know what you think. I'm sure you've got many takes on it. I'm sure Cadbury's Dream is in a lot of yours top 10s, I'm sure of it. Top 5 maybe, even your top ones. But let me know what you think and if I've forgotten anything else. And of course there are other things as well where chocolates change over the years. McVitie's, Jacob's Club or whatever, the mini sort of bar you get for school really. I used to be able to nibble off the edges of that chocolate. I used to love doing that, nibble off it when at school. Nibble off the cut around the edge. Of course my mouth was thinner then, smaller then, so maybe it's just that, but I doubt it. Looking at it, there's no way you could nibble the chocolate on them anymore, but you used to be able to do that. I miss that, but the clubs are still around, so it'd be a bit of a cheat to say that, but they're definitely not what they were. The chocolate's not thick. So yeah, anyway, let me know if you've got tales like that as well for chocolate that's changed recipe or whatever, or just not as good as it was. That's also valid, I think, but I think it'd be a bit of a cop-out for me to include it, but feel free to include it yourself. It'd be great to hear from you and see what you think. Okay guys, well take care. As I say, leave a comment or free, follow Instagram and Twitter and things like this, and like my videos if you like them. Like them if you don't. Please subscribe as well, and I'll see you next time. Take care everyone, see you later. Bye for now. See ya.